another man rebukes you, it's like, well, I've already rebuked myself. And sometimes another man may not rebuke you straight away. But that's where it comes, us rebuking ourselves. And that's good. Need to do that more. I need to do that more. You know? But the Most High knoweth your hearts. See, Yahushua knew the hearts of men. He knew the minds of men. It says, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. Your mind. He knew, he could read people's minds. I've seen videos of brothers saying, this is my well esteemed brother. Well, highly esteemed. What to you he is, but he might but to Yahushua he might not be esteemed. Why would you want to say highly? We're gonna get into. Why would you want to say highly esteemed anyway? Why would you want to say that? Why would you want to give your brother that title, highly esteemed? You'd rather say humble, if he is humble, or a brother that's just seeking salvation. You don't want to say my highly esteemed brother. Because that shows you what spirit you're in. That respect of persons. My highly esteemed brother. When we're not seeking for high esteem in this world. For that which is highly esteemed, okay, of popularity, of rank, among men is an abomination on the sight of the Most High. So if you're highly esteemed in this world, you're an abomination. A lot of men talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, which was supposed to burn out Sodom and Gomorrah, but you're highly esteemed. So you do know America is also known as Sodom and Gomorrah. So if you're highly esteemed, that means you're highly esteemed. It's starting to rain. Good job, I'm under this. If you're highly esteemed, and we know America is another title for it is Sodom and Gomorrah, and Egypt and Assyria, that means you're highly esteemed in Sodom. So if you're highly esteemed in Sodom, that means you love that. You see what I mean? That means you're for it. So men, they're entangling themselves. You can't be highly esteemed in a wicked world. This is why Yahushua was always talking about the low seats. Can you be of rank? Yes, but not in the terms of you wanting to be highly esteemed. Even the men that were so-called of rank, they were not looking at it as, all right, I'm of high rank now. Let me speak down to everybody else. They were looking at it as rank, and the rank is a purpose to keep things in order. That's what rank is for, to keep things in order. Look how Peter was dealing with the people. Look how Apostle Paul was dealing with the people. Read the letters. He never let the rank get to his head. That's what men have done. They've let the rank get to their heads. But they can't even judge properly, because that power, if it's not tempered, if it's not balanced, you can let that get to your head, and now you're on cloud 9 and you can't see anything that's going on. You would think you'd be on cloud 9, you'd be able to see everything. No, it blinds you. It has you looking down upon other brothers that may not have that same following that you have. That's what it has you doing. It has your mind corrupted. If Yahushua is not working on you and he's not keeping you humble, because certain men talk about he's puffed up. You're fucking puffed up. The fuck out of here. A man that's always being low, a man that's being humiliated, he's not puffed up. He's confident because he's had to go through particular situations that got him to that level. Whereas, like I always say, there's a humble confidence, and there's being puffed up. That rank, that puffs you up. All them views, 20 likes, 18 likes, that puffs you up. That's what gets you puffed up. And I've always said that. I remember my first channel. That first channel was popping. What's it, up at 500 subscribers? Well, it was getting to that, I think. Channels, what, 14,000 channels? So like 14,000 videos. And certain men was scoff and say, well, most of them videos were what, what's it that men say? Most of them videos were what news? No, they weren't. Most of my videos are actually me doing the work. But that's men trying to diminish what you do, because you got men that are going to talk down upon other men. Okay, most of it was what? Edifying videos. But guess what? With that, do you know what came with it? Demons. Demons, witches, warlocks, demons, just all types of people that come with that. So see, that's more pressure. That's why Yahushua was talking about those that are higher up being the servants. So the higher up you are, you got to be a bigger servant. Really, I'm a young man in this truth. About how old am I? About 5 or 6 years old in this truth, and I'm taking it upon Yahushua actually, because you got to be self-reliant as well in a way. I don't want to say taking it upon myself, but Yahushua put the spirit on me to go out, because that's a responsibility. So even men that are older, they should be showing that example. They should be showing that example. Your leaders should be at camp. How you got a leader, he's not turning up at camp, he don't give a shit. He just don't give a shit, he just nods his head, oh, it doesn't bother me. Bro, a lot of men, and guess what? A man may say, well, it's not me, I didn't give myself that rank, that leadership. Alright, we understand that, because everything's from on high. But guess what? If you're not fit for the task, and if it's clearly exhibited, you lack judgment, you don't really have the spirit of the servant, then really you may need to step down. You just might need to step down. And that even takes humility. That even takes humility. You may just need to step down and say, you know what? Your judgment's a bit off. This is not going this way. Because I've seen situations where they're not dealt with, and I've had to come to a man and say, look, bro, this is going on right before my eyes. You ain't gonna do anything. You just gonna stand there. So you got men are fucking wicked. Excuse my language. You got men are just wicked. They will see things going on. They will see particular things going on, but they don't want to deal with the situation. They don't want to deal with it because they're scared. They fear men. They fear what man could say. You can't be in that spirit. You got to fear Yahushua. Because the moment you do that, guess what? You're putting men over Yahushua. Then you're what? You're setting a stumbling block. Not just before yourself, but before other men, because you're scared. You're scared how men may react. Let's go to Luke 16. For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Most High. So it's straight to the point. And that's Yahushua speaking. You're not supposed to be in this for popularity, for fame, for fortune. One reason only. You're in this for salvation. For that change. You want to be changed. A lot of men talk about from these filthy bodies. Yeah, you want to be changed from these what? Filthy bodies. And translated into what? New bodies. Ain't that what you want? You should want that. Oh my, baby, just a minute. That's what happens when power and fame that's why it's good. With humiliation, it keeps you lowly. And that's why Yahushua does that to some of his men, so they know where they stand. And again, read Luke as well. Read Luke in 18 and 9. Those that despise others and thought they were righteous. Read that as well. I wasn't even looking for this. Bear me just a minute. I've got something. This is Luke 22. And 20, bear me just 23. And they began to inquire among themselves, which of them it was that should do this thing. That's when Yahushua was about to be betrayed. And you know who done that. Okay, a snake. Okay, a deceiver. Okay, and there was a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. Okay, so they were arguing who should be the greatest. Okay, which is carnal. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. Okay, so the other nations, you see how the other nations operate. They operate like that. Where they want lordship. Okay? And Nebuchadnezzar, that's an example of that lordship. If any of you can't break down that interpretation, I'm going to kill all of you. I want to kill all of you. That's lordship. Son. That lordship was exercised. Well, he started off good, then it got worse. He shall take all your fields, all your maidservants, and give them to his servants, and appoint it to himself. That's tyrannical. Power. You can't abuse power. See, when you have power, you need that balance within that power. Because if you don't have that balance, boy, oh boy, oh boy, you're going to lose your mind if your house doesn't give you that balance. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority, okay, upon them are called benefactors. Okay, I forgot what that word means. Bear me just a minute. I'm sure I wrote it down. Which really is supposed to lead. A benefactor is supposed to lead you in the right way. So they'd be known as what? Benefactors. Okay. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger. So he that is greatest, in other words, he that is of high rank. Now you have to be, now there's more on your plate. Now there's more that you have to do. Lead by example. A leader don't lead from behind. You're just watching from behind. Now what type of leader is that? A leader leads from the front. A leader gets stuck in. A leader leads by example. A leader ain't going to tell you to do something, but he's not doing it himself. That's not a true leader. And guess what? Every member of the hopeful elect are leaders. So you can't look at a man that's younger and say, you can't say that. No, a man that's younger, if he's of the hopeful elect, he's a leader. And he's going to be walking in that way. And that's why there's such thing as, in this truth, using what? Self-initiative. You've got to be in the spirit. If nobody goes out, I'm still going to go out. You've got to be in that spirit. A lot of men, they've got it to the point where they're relying on their camp, or they're relying on another brother. So where does your faith lay? Does it lay with Yahweh Shai? Does it lay with, is your foundation within other men? Because that's a weak foundation. That's not a strong foundation. That's not a foundation of rock. And from all these, and the scriptures tell you about the trials. What's it in Matthews? Bear me just a minute. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as that doth serve. Okay, for whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth, is him that serveth. It's not that he that sitteth at the meat, but it's like it's him that sitteth at the meat. So like I'm moving too fast. It's him that's greatest because he's being served. But I am strong you as we but I am among you as he that serveth. Okay. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation. So even in this truth comes temptations. There's a particular scripture I'm looking for. Bear me just a minute. Because there's another thing. Because that's the thing about this truth. When you got, it's beautiful because our life is like a movie. Like the things I've went through, my life is like, which you're not going to see. Our life is, it's not all on camera. But men look at your life and they're mesmerized. Like, whoa. It's like, it's the way everything is played out, and they look at your life and they try to speak on your journey. Another man can't really speak on your particular journey. Bear me just a minute. Let's go to Mark. This comes to mind. Bear me just a minute. I want to start off on this because men, again, they're moving carnal. Let's go to Mark 4 and 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on the stony ground, okay, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. So these are those that are happy. They hear about the word, they're happy about it. Okay, yeah, you're telling everybody. All right. Who, when they have heard it, immediately receive it with gladness and have no root in themselves. Okay, so if someone ain't rooted, they're going to fall out. A tree needs to be rooted. And the scripture says, I think it's John 17, every tree that abideth not in me, I am the vine, everyone that don't abideth in me, paraphrasing, the Lord what? Plucks that down, that branch, unless you abide in the vine. So the elect, they're going to abide in Yahushua, the elect are going to abide. The elect ain't going to fold. Because you have men that will say, oh, well, you're going to have men that are out on the highways and byways, they're going to fold. Yeah, they are going to fold. There is going to be certain men that are going to fold because they never believe. And many it comes down because they were not of the elect. That's what it comes down to. They were not of the elect. They were not chosen. From the foundations of the earth, it's going to storm. You can tell. Some heavy, heavy storm clouds. We're going to shut this up soon anyway. And here we go. And so endure but for a time. So you're going to have men that endure for a time. For a time. For a season. Okay. That's why you're not going to see me doing videos and me all leaned up. You know, not caring. That's a man that's not really about the truth. Probably a hireling. Leaned up all up on the wall. See, but I don't really go into body language, but body language plays a part as well, if you believe or not. Where are you going to be leaning up? You don't really want to do this. You just might be a hireling. You need other men to keep you going. That means your foundation, your faith ain't really strong. Because certain man, they can only help you so far. And endure but for a time afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So you're going to have some, when they catch affliction or any type of persecution, and that's going to come on a high level. Esau, his troops. Okay, that's going to come on a very, very high level. We're getting a time where you're going to have a Bible in your hand. They're going to label you as terrorists. Yahushua was, what was Yahushua charged with? Treachery against the Romans.